Hello and welcome to Canvassing DFW. I am your host, Jose on the mic. With me is the lovely, amazing dancer, Aimee. How are you doing, sweetheart?
I am wonderful, Jose. How are you?
We're doing fabulous. We're lucky that today we have
We have a great guest. I'm so excited.
in studio, we have a friend with us. Right. So while I get everything reset for him.
Gave it away.
Everybody, I would like to introduce our guest this episode, Cutty Slim, a.k.a. Cuttication. And
He's going to introduce himself the way he does best.
Yeah. Hey. What up, everybody? Your boy Cutty Slim, Cuttication, you know what I mean? You heard me, you know what I mean? What up? What's up, world? I get my night phone. What did I say? All day and all night long. Ha! Mr. Country Boy City Slick. Pass me a cigarette, I'm about to catch a nigga fit. There's a problem, I get rid of it. Baby girl looking good, let a nigga take a lid. Haha, let me know, is you with that? I'ma spit that ass like a Kit Kat. Drink me a six-pack, rolling hydro in the zigzag. High as a motherfucker, kickback. On a mission to get stacked. Fuck doing that pausing. I'm into win, I can't take no losses. I be awareness, say I'm just cautious. But capos and bosses, nice looking women, jazzy ass hoes, gangsters and crooks that dirty they know. So,
All right, Cutty. That was wonderful.
All right, y'all. What's up with y'all?
Applause.
Yeah, what a way to
Hey,
introduce
first of all,
yourself. It's Cutty
First of all,
Slim.
thanks for y'all having me on y'all show, man. Episode number 2.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
it.
yeah, right. Thanks
You're
for, thanks for being
right.
here.
And these are my friends. I love them.
Yeah. I'm just curious because, well, obviously one of the first things I wanted to get into this is, first of all, how long have you been doing this?
Like,
the whole rap thing.
Recording or just rapping?
No, just rapping in general. Because, I mean, the recording comes in later when you put your dues in.
Well, it all first started off when you're young. You know, anytime you have some type of talent, whether it's singing, dancing, rapping, or whatever the case may be, it starts when you're at the age of between 4 and 10.
That's
You
true.
figure it out pretty quick.
That's
Yeah,
true.
then you find something that you just adjust to, and that's what that is. And like coming up in the mid 80s / late 80s, you had groups like New Edition, Mint Condition, you had Keith Sweat, you had rappers like NWA, LL Cool J, the Fat Boys, Rob Bass. I can go on from on and on. But you find your niche. And you realize you have a talent in all those forms. Like, I'm hip hop. I grew up hip hop. That's all I know. That's my thing. When I finally became a rapper, I got inspired like in what, 93? When I think like the Outkast album, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Funky Music, and Nas' first album, Illmatic. Those albums inspired me to be a rapper. Like,
Okay, this is what I want to do, that sort of thing.
And as time went on, with rapping, like I don't exaggerate in my music. I talk what I live, and if I'm living it, I'm gonna talk about it.
Oh, yeah, you can't be no
Like
faker
that.
up in there, man.
So like as I develop stories and situations to talk about in music, I just put it all together with what I was saying in the song. I love rap music. I said, okay, how would I make my music? And I said, I don't really make dance music. I don't do stuff to make you bounce your ass or whatever, nod your head or clap your hands type of shit. I just do real life music, substances that you can talk to or you can relate to or whatever. And I decided, okay, everything I go through, I'm gonna talk about it. It's kind of like a diary. People, they have a diary and they write about the things and they hold it down, don't explain it or expose it out there. A rapper, he let you know what his life is, his situation.
Oh, it comes out in the song, sure.
And at that time of life, that's the kind of
It's
rap
your
music
story.
that people wanted to hear anyway. Nowadays, you put out a one little hit song, it could be goofy or kiddie type, you get recognized for that. But people don't want to hear those type of songs that got like a background or a story behind it.
A
or
one-hit
something to
wonder.
Right.
People don't want to hear
I
those
think they made
songs
I think they made a music, a movie about that actually. The one-hit wonders.
The one-hit wonder.
Yup, I think I seen that. But I started rapping. I started writing songs when I was around about probably about 15, 16, then I kind of got away from it because I started participating in street life. I started being more in the streets, more in the females, and I was always that homeboy whenever we skipped school or we was out hanging out with chicks drinking and smoking. With the chicks, the homies would be like, "Hey, Cutty, man, won't you bust a rap for him?" Or, "Hey, Jay, whatever they call me. Hey, won't you kick a rap for him, man? Let him show him that you can rap." I was the homeboy, the gangster homeboy out the hood, or the clique that know how to rap.
Okay.
And like,
the entertainment for the evening.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the
too many
entertainment.
guys wasn't from my hood wasn't rapping. Or my side of town, he probably was like probably about 5 or 6 other people that's like in that region of North Shreveport, the North Market area, whether it's Cooper Road or North Pine Drive, North Lakewood, Villa Norte, the Bronx, Cherokee Park, Griffith Drive, any of those areas. It wasn't anybody that I really just knew that rapped. Probably about 5 to 10 other guys. Now everybody raps. So I was doing it back then when it probably wasn't cool to be a rapper and have a rag in your pocket or whatever the case may be. You gang bang, but at the same time, it was people respected and loved it though. But people know, people that live real life situations, man, they don't incriminate themselves with music and talk about, yeah, I got this, I got 100 pounds of this at the crib. A person don't throw themselves out there like that if they really doing it. So like me,
I mean, why draw attention to yourself?
and the thing that I really done in life, I don't incriminate myself on it when I talk about it in my music, but I do talk about it in situations, man, to let you know the do's and don'ts behind it. I don't glorify the lifestyle I live because it ain't really cool. It's just, sometimes, some things you don't choose to do, it chooses you, and you get caught up in the mix. And like, it was just made me become a better rapper because I got some deep stuff that I got to say, and not even just a rapper, just a speaker. Period.
You're authentic.
When I talk to people in a regular conversation, they know it's real. They know it ain't fugazi. There's no sugarcoat behind it because I'm looking you in your eye.
Fugazi, he just went there.
Yeah, fugazi,
Fake,
fraud, whatever. It's not. It's counterfeit. But all the F's. Fuck. It's like that's where my rap music come from. And
I'm glad we blew the G rating off of this already. So yeah.
Yeah, y'all knew it's Cuttication.
We already knew it was gonna happen.
Y'all know Cuttication is X-ration.
That's it.
X-ration. I like the X-ration.
X-ration.
Got to trademark that one as well.
But yeah, that's kind of how you define my music, man. Sometimes I hear a beat, man, and I just go off that. But
yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to sit there and get with you about. I mean, because now I'm a musician. Somebody writes my music, I just read it and play it or interpret it a little bit different based on how I feel that day or where a different. I just want to stretch it and go somewhere else with it, but within those confines, I can't
read
really.
The music.
I can't go too far. I mean, there's not a whole lot of leeway, but let's go through the process because I'm actually in awe of people who actually write music because this is coming from nowhere.
And remember it.
Yeah, coming from nowhere. I mean, they wake up middle of the night, bang, and they have a no shit moment.
Speaking of the middle of the night, you write your best verses or songs at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Or at when your mind is clear, kind of. Put it like that.
That's actually where I was kind of going with that because a lot of times where I was sitting there trying to figure out how I wanted to change up a different song that I was on. It was 2, 3 o'clock, in the morning. I'm sitting there,
Your mind is clear.
Yeah, your mind is clear. There's nothing going on.
And that's why I be telling people, when you first wake up, your mind is and your body's at the purest form it'll ever be at toward that day.
Yeah.
And people like you smoke weed. Like when I get high in the morning, that high be the best high versus that 5 o'clock high later on because my body's pure, my mind's pure. Ain't nothing been into me but sleep.
Yeah.
So when you got music on your mind and you're writing, you don't have no alcohol, no distraction, no frustrations or any of that in your head to distract you. So,
yeah, cloud your vision.
Yeah, and most of my songs that I wrote probably be late at night, me sitting on the patio, smoking a cigarette or smoking or drinking or whatever. But my best songs I came up with when I was locked up, I wrote about 50 songs. I never recorded either one of those songs or verses that I wrote in jail. Those are my best verses or best songs. My best songs. I lost a little pad and this folder and stuff. I left it at the studio one night. And we moved out of the studio, and my pad was sitting in a little desk thing or whatever, where everything was sitting on, and it went with that. So all those songs that I wrote when I was locked up, I don't have them no more. I kind of remember a little of them, but I wrote some nice things when I was locked up because my mind was clear. I didn't have nothing but time to think.
Well, it amazes me how you remember. So, like, sometimes I will choreograph something and I don't remember, so I have to video it or something. So, how is it that you remember it so clearly?
When you write a song anyway, like, first of all, this is how I write a song. I either write a song and create a beat in my head as I write it, because like a hook will come to my head. Like, I'll say some fly shit, like, and I like to write that down, and I'll create a verse off of it, or I'll start a hook, make it a hook or a chorus.
Sure.
And it's kind of like words that I hear every day from people who I know or be around, or stuff that I say. That's why it's so authentic. It's no gimmick. It's like I create my own little slang and my wordplay. I don't bite nobody else's terms or whatever they say. I don't say the main stuff like on fleek or all this, the commercial stuff.
Sure.
And then like the term ratchet. I say ratchet because my city and my neighborhood invented that term 15 years ago. So I'm allowed to say that every now and then. I don't even say it that much now because you got people on Sports Center saying it. Ratchet. That's how far commercial it went. So
wow.
Are they using it in the right?
They'll say, oh, that's kind of ratchet. It's just how the commentators be. That was a little ratchet move. It's just, put it like this, when it got so far away from the hood where certain type of people are saying it, whether it's white people, Chinese people, whatever, that's how commercial it got. And that's a hood term. This is the 1998-99 hood, gang-banging hood terminology.
Meaning what?
That came, a ratchet is anybody that's down to do whatever, whenever, with whoever, not caring. And it can be you used to call chicks ratchet. And I explained to y'all on the Ian Gleason show on episode 69, is a ratchet can be a chick that's just out there bad and don't give a damn. And most of the time you see a bunch of chicks together, them girls ratchets. But before that term, it was hood rat. She a hood rat, but everybody's hood rats. If you in the hood up to no good, you a hood rat. And ratchet, everybody got a little ratchet in them. Everybody got a little ratchet in them. Like, I hate the way people kind of misinterpret the whole term of ratchet, because they'll see a girl that looks ugly or doesn't look suited for where she at. She might be the most innocent chick in the world, but you'll call her ratchet based on how she look. Nah, ratchet.
Didn't even bother talking to her.
You can look ratchet, but also ratchet is a mentality. It's how your mind works and your heart is. That's where ratchet really come from. If you have a mind and heart to do whatever, whenever, with whoever, that's very ratchet. But you can look like a ratchet, but that's misjudgment. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Sure can. You got to talk to him a little bit.
But guess what? At the end of the day, I will say this again. All of us have a little ratchet in us.
That's some cuttication right there.
Cuttication. Straight up, and we all got it. But back to the music thing, though, like I was saying, like I would create a beat in my head, and I would write off the beat that I have in my head. Or sometimes I get a beat sent to me, and I'll listen to that track, man, for like 3 days, man, because you just can't listen to a track and just, because certain tracks you can hear them and you'll be like, oh damn, I can go off on it right then. You probably want to freestyle over it because it's one of those active tracks.
Right.
But some tracks I get have so much meaning behind it and music and life behind it. It makes me I just sit back and relax and just listen to this one night and see where it takes me. Most of the time anyway, not sometimes, most of the time it's the track that makes me define what I'm going to talk about. I don't just say I'm going to call this song such and such or Left Eye Lucy because I'm just going. It takes a lot of thinking and into the track, especially when you're a writer, to figure out what you want to talk about on that track to make it sound full and right.
So what I'd love for you to talk about is this next track where you play Hustlers Do, and you told us earlier there's a story behind it and you wanted to tell us about it.
Oh, yeah.
So let's listen to it
right
first,
on.
and then if you would like to join in, it's up to you.
Righteous.
Here we go. Another sampling from Cuttication.
What does that Hustlers Do?
This is Hustlers Do. You ready for it, baby?
From an album I never finished. It was called Damaged Goods.
All right, here we go.
Everybody wanna be on the ground. Everybody wanna make some. Everybody wanna do what the hustlers do.
Yeah. Don't have time for y'all. It waits for no man. Why you worry about mine, nigga? Show your hand. I gotta get it no matter my fucking profile. I do it for the cause and I put the lifestyle. Rent's due, I hate the end of the month, but I gotta hustle my ass and get up out the slump. Selling dimes and 20s up at the restaurant, earning tips at the same time from 10 to 7 something. Get home, things they knocking at my door. Next day, I got a pocket more. Got a greenhorn chick that sells all my pills. In them high heels, she get caught, she won't squeal. Up on your ass so fast, I said she might will. I mean my bills. Don't know what tight is.
All right. So
All right,
tell us about that
Hustlers
song.
do. Shout out to Fly Ty, formerly known Fly Ty. He's now Ty Israel, my boy.
Yeah.
And my boy Queensborough Moan. My boy, he's gone away right now, but he's on the hook, and Fly Ty is on the first verse. That song was called Hustlers Do. And everybody want to hustle. Everybody want to be on the grind. Everybody want to get money. But it ain't what you do, it's how you do it and what you do it for. And we wasn't glorifying selling drugs. We was glorifying just making money, period. But we was telling you about the consequences that you get in of your hustling. Like, pretty much, you heard the first verse. So if you listen to the first verse, you'll hear Fly Ty or Ty Israel talk about what hustlers do when they go to jail and they do their little time and they get back out just to get back in, because when they get out of jail, no job is not going to hire them because they're a convicted felon. It's just like trying to find a place to live. They're not going to let you stay there because you're a convicted felon. So a hustler's do, his ambition, his intuition to the street life for a hustler is to get back out there on the streets and start doing what he know, because nobody ain't trying to hire him on a legally way where he can make money legally. So he got to go out there and do what he got to do. And like my job was, I was like painting the picture of me having a job that I go to every day, but I still got to do a little bit extra hustling just to make ends meet to take care of whatever I got to do. And it's not to glorify it. It's not to do it for like I don't hustle, or I didn't hustle just because it was cool, or it brought all this type of activity around you as far as girls, clothes, cars, whatever. I did it for a cause. I did it because I had to do it. And
Pay rent.
And that's what hustling, that's why we did the song Hustlers Do. And whether you hustling, selling CDs, cigarettes, you making beer, whatever you're doing, you bartending, whatever you're doing as a hustler do, you might cheat and get that extra 5 hours of overtime just to make sure you get paid to get your stuff taken care of. And that's just what hustlers do is. And we were just letting you know, it sounds like we drug dealers, or I'm not going to say, I did do that shit before, but we're telling you how it is when you selling drugs or you hustling out there. You know, most people who hustle hard, they do it because they have to, not because they want to. Mm-hmm. It's just for the look of it. And that's where that song came from, Hustlers Do. We showed you the do's and don'ts and why we did it, you know, at the same time. And why people do it, and at the same time, who you got to watch while you doing it.
Yeah, all right. That's nice. I'm digging that. I mean, that's kind of what I picked up on it. I actually did go through all of this. I know that you, talking about getting your hustle on, I know you were used to, back in the day, we were doing some shows and whatnot. I want to touch on that for a little bit.
Yeah, I used to do shows like every week, man.
Do you, I know that when I was on, when I was doing, playing a bar or some gig out there, I mean, I love doing it. It just gets to be a grind having, working a day shift.
I did it for like 6 years without getting paid. Because I just love being on stage and putting myself out there, or whoever else out there.
Something about a live show, man. I love live music.
I still do it for my passion. I mean, I know I can get paid off of it, but you got to be in the right place or the right person catch you in order for it to make it happen.
Right.
Sometimes you got the wrong people around you. Your talent might be too big for who they are, and you end up losing in the case. But like I said, as I did the shows for like 6 years for free, I did it for the love. I ended up meeting a guy, and he became my manager, and he started booking me shows, man, while I got something out of it.
Yeah,
like House Blues or whatever. I ended up putting my album out, Louisiexes. I came out with that album 2010. It's on iTunes, Napster, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever you want to look at it on. It's on every platform. I came out with that album in 2010, Cutty Slim, Louisiexes. And I went away for 2 years. I came back home and started working on my second album called Damaged Goods, The Story. And I never finished that album, but if you go to my page on SoundCloud, Cutty Slim _60, the number 60. You will hear a lot of new stuff or late things that I recorded over the past 3 years.
Oh, right on.
But I haven't been recording music for a long time. But in 2013 and 14 and 15, I was doing shows with my boy Ty Israel and Mr. JV. I was either a hype man and I was like on 3-4 songs that they performed, so I had to be there. So I was doing that to keep myself irrelevant. I mean, not relevant. I mean, irrelevant. Relevant.
Yeah.
My
Relevant.
Bad.
Let's go.
Hey, my bad, but relevant. But at the same time, I was trying to finish my album, but it came to a point in life, as you grow with age, man, you find out, okay, it is my passion, but
It's a
I'm
grind,
not,
man.
I'm not gonna. This is not what I'm gonna try to get paid off of right now.
Right.
I'm gonna use my skills and what I know from what I've done with this game to help everybody else out, and that's why I became a podcaster.
Okay.
And I was frustrated about trying to make my second album because those songs that I wrote in jail, everything that I heard, every track that I heard wasn't fit for me. I'm just not gonna put anything on any type of track.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, I know these dudes can make better beats than this, man. Shout out to them anyway. But I knew they could make better tracks than that, but it's like they weren't giving me that. It seemed like everybody was going to the studio just to hang out and smoke weed and kick it. Still come by, and it wasn't no progression. So I'm like,
That makes it frustrating.
and then time went on, and I got in the relationship, and family thing came, and I just grew away from just recording music and performing music. But I still love it. I still
Would you go out there right now?
you know what? And guess what?
If I got you booked
I would
next week.
perform an old song like ain't nothing, man. I would do it just because of the love. And any of you rappers out there, or you R&B singers that want me to feature on your songs, I would do that. But I would not make another project. I would not put my energy toward making another album.
Oh, not another album?
Oh, so you won't finish that album, Damaged
It'd be
Goods?
cool to do that, but I would use the platform that I'm on right now, which is podcasting, just to throw it out there, just to let people know what I got.
Okay.
And I'm putting all my energy toward the podcast show, whether it's the Ian Gleason show, the Cuttication Kickback show, Canvassing DFW, or bedtime stories with my boy Jay and Chino. my girl.
That was funny,
Jay
dude.
And, yeah.
That was
my
funny.
girl Jay and Chino.
Yeah.
And my boy Chino.
There we
Hey,
go.
there we go, y'all. But yeah, I want to put all my energy toward the podcasting, man. And my deal is I got in the podcasting, man, to recognize the unrecognized, and guys that went through it like me, man, who didn't have anybody to go out there and promote their album or sell their album with them or keep posting their album like I would do for them. I did it all by myself. Some people, they did their thing, but it wasn't. At the end of the day, you don't have to do it. Don't expect nobody to do anything for you. I did it on my own anyway. I had a little help from the start. It was cool, but I do podcasting because I'm on a platform where these guys, a lot of guys want me to hear their music. They want to come to the show. They want to do this, whether it's girls or anybody that got something going on. There's other people who do podcast show around Dallas who wants to be on the Ian Gleason show or my kickback show just because they see my grind. They see how I do it. And guess what? I'm 30 episodes in the whole of podcasting. I'm getting better. I'm 26 episodes on the Ian Gleason show and 4 episodes on mine.
And you're number one on
And
Canvassing
I'm
DFW.
and it's getting better and better, and I'm gonna get better. And but on the music tip, I don't want to make another album because I'm gonna podcasting gonna everything that I'm supposed to do is gonna come from the podcast, whether it's movies, sitcoms, commercial, music. If podcasting blow up and all of a sudden somebody wants some producers come to me and say, hey man, I got some tracks for you, man. Go ahead and throw a little project out there or a mixtape. I do that. But as of right now, I put my energy toward podcasting.
Yeah, it's not your main grind.
Yeah, because I did that for so long, and you can get so frustrated with that music stuff, man. Especially when you in a group with people, man. And podcasts can be the same thing, though. You can have
People with different passions and energy levels.
Yeah,
right?
it could be 4 or 5 of y'all on the podcast, even 2 of y'all. If somebody gonna want it more than the other one, and somebody ain't gonna really want it at all. So it's like. That's why I like to move by myself. They say do your dirt on your lonely, do your good on your lonely too, though, because somebody gonna hold you back, and
there is that situation.
And that's why you gotta. Somebody might don't want it as much as you do, or don't have that drive as much as you do. That's when you gotta lecture. You gotta merge out.
Yep.
And it's not a bad thing on either core. It's like me starting my own podcast and y'all starting your own podcast, it shouldn't be a bad look to anyone because we do the Ian Gleason show. They should look at it the fact that we got our own playbook too.
Yeah.
That it's bigger than life with us.
There are things that we can talk about on either one of our shows that we can't bring
Think
up
about
on
it,
the Ian Gleason show.
We are all leaders.
Yeah.
We are all leaders, and I think I like the example that you used about a musical group, and you haven't talked about that today yet.
Well, the music,
just compared to
the music. Well, I've always been a solo rapper, but we always been a clique too, though. Whether it was Lottery Crew or it was Lottery Crew, we all had that. We was all hungry because we was young. We wanted to be out there and do what we had to do. It really wasn't no egos. But with Just Music, the others, us guys, we was all formed together. It was like Lottery Crew meets another clique, and we all formed together as the others. Which they my brothers, I love them to death. But everybody went on the same page. We made our best music when we first clicked up with each other. Because all we did, we get off work, or I get off work, or we all meet up at Sherlock's and get fucked up or get drunk. And in the studio right up the street, we'll go there and make the best music of our life. But we never performed it. We never put it on display for people to hear that. And it's like when I went to jail.
Is it still out there?
It's still out there. We got a whole album on SoundCloud. Just type in Just Music. The others album, that's all type of stuff. That you got all kind of music there, man. Xavier's Ray Edwards, Crazy Ray, Phantom Menace, him and Tuxedo Max, him and AD, American Drake. The list go on. All type of music we made.
Oh, okay.
It's all kind of. He's my producer. He's my main producer. It's all kind of music that we made and put out there too late, or we put it out there and we didn't share it to enough people. And some of the stuff that we put out, it wasn't like people wasn't that type of the right mind at the right time. We should have made certain type of songs to grab attention, but we didn't. But we was in our bed. We'll never make music the way we made back then because we was having fun with each other. And we was hanging out every day, and we kind of like knew each other. We had a chemistry going on, but as time went on though, like, I already had my album done. Louise the Exit was already done. I'm like, my album is not even on Just Music. It's on my brother label that he started called Baldhead Entertainment. Also, shout out to Jelly Roll. He's
Jelly Roll.
Now, Greg Davis photography, by the way. You want to get some pictures taken. And Tuxedo Max, he came out with an album too, which was under that same branch. But we both ended up going to Just Music, and we tried to form it together. My brother wanted to team up with Ray and build the Baldhead brand and make Ray his executive producer or hold on, something ain't right. But anyway, he wanted to make him executive producer, whatever, a dude of the company and whatever. But things didn't go that way. And we ended up, staying making, meeting Ray and me knowing Ray. We just stayed doing music at his crib. It was easy to record at his place, and we hung out. We grew up on. And think about what I learned though. I ended up going to jail. We had a contract and everything for Universal Records. Me and Tuxedo Max already had an album out, but we had a contract though to sign us as a group. It's like 7 or 8 of us, like Wu-Tang, but we solo artists, and we wanted to take that. I read the contract. It took me 3 hours to read it.
That's a heck of a contract.
Yeah, it's a contract. I read it twice, and then I signed my name, and for like 2-3 weeks, I see me and Tuxedo Max's name and somebody else's name signed on there, and we in cahoots with these people, talking to them, consulting with them, talking to them through social media or telephone or inbox on Facebook, whatever. We talking to these people trying to make moves. And I realized like a month and a half went by, and this is like a month and a half before I go get locked up. But I noticed though, like it's like probably April 2010, and I see the contract. I go to the studio one night. I go to the pub, our little local watering hole, whatever you want to call it. I go there one night, and this chick that I'm seeing, it's me and her. We out, and I'm like, let's go by the studio up the street. We had a couple drinks and stuff. We feeling good before we go home. We stop by the studio. I wanted to blaze up, and I get there, and it was me, AD, and my boy Ray, who owns Just Music, and probably somebody else. I don't know. But I'm there one night, man, I'm buzzing. But I look over the shoulder and I see the contract still sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck?
So not everybody had signed it yet.
Not only everybody signed, there's some more names on there though, but think about the contract, it's been almost 2 months of the contract, it ain't been mailed off back yet.
Oh,
But I've been
man.
hearing something else though. So I'm like, what's going on? Turned out, and I understand Ray issue, his power move, but he didn't know the whole thing, the outlook of it. He wanted to take that distribution. He wanted to get a distribution deal. Everybody knows to get a distribution deal, you got to have a lot of followers, a sound scan,
Sure.
or put half of the money up with the label.
Right.
We didn't have that. Not as a group anyway. We didn't have nothing out there for them as a group. We had something from out there as solo artists that they could throw out there and we could boom.
Yeah.
But as a group, we didn't. So like that, I kind of went sour behind that right there. And we stayed doing music and all that. But I ended up going to jail. You know, I went off and left. And
Well, you got
when I
taken. That's what.
yeah, I got taken. And when I came back though, the whole time I was gone though, man. When I left though, man, the spirit left. Like I the one brought everybody. I'm the reason why everybody clicked
energy.
up. I'm the centerpiece of the whole thing. Whether it's a lot of
You
the
are a
crew, me and my
motivator.
cousin
You're a
staying
big
low.
motivator.
Shout out to my cousin staying low. Like I brought us together. I didn't want to met Ray and introduce him to what we are now. We all brothers now. We all cool.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all met these guys. Well, Jose has. He know everybody
got
I'm
him.
talking about.
Right.
But when I got locked up, that time I was gone, man, it's like they spread it apart. I will say they did end up getting a bigger studio, better studio while I was gone. And when I came back, that day I came home, 2012, April 11th. They had to come home, it was Monday, $2 called it Monday at Sherlock's. And they were trying to get me all roasted. I couldn't do that night because I had to go report the next day, and they was testing for alcohol in marijuana or whatever else you do. So I couldn't really drink that much, but of course y'all know our boy Mitch.
Yeah.
Mesquite Mitch. He tried to throw that
Mitch.
grenade on me, and I was like, nah, man. But eventually I started drinking a little bit. But I noticed everybody, the whole clique, the whole rap clique, all of us, they was all there, plus other people who worked with me at my job and people who I just knew from around the way that knew I came home. They was there to welcome me home, but they were trying to make it seem like they've been in the studio recording music. They know that I'm home now. I'm a hot topic. I'm more anticipated. They know whatever I drop on, they want to get on everything, which I like that. But I was kind of blind behind the fact you guys ain't really been hanging out with each other, man, since I've been gone.
Oh, and not recording.
Y'all been departed, man. Y'all got some other stuff. I've been hearing about all the news inside what's been going on the streets. It was a big commotion about me when I was locked up anyway. Chicks wondering why. Some chicks wanted to make some shirts say free Cutty and all that. And one girl was like, it was a big commotion about that. And then my daughter's mom had to she had to get in and be like, she had to intervene and be like, hey, cause my brother was like, okay, it ain't no, if y'all gonna do this for Cutty, where the money gonna go? That's how my brother, if y'all ain't gonna put the money where it's supposed to go, y'all don't need to do that. Y'all definitely don't need to be blowing my brother up like that while he in jail and it's just like, y'all fighting over somebody that can't control what's going on.
Exactly.
At the same time, y'all was trying to send me money.
Yeah, man. We couldn't find you.
I was like, y'all was it was like it was frustrating. And I was in county when all this was going on. I wouldn't even shift. I ain't catch change yet to TDC. I was in county when all this was going on. It just got worse when I got to TDC. I started hearing it through the mail, through the letters and stuff what was going on. My cousin Stan, he kept me up on it. And when I came home though, everybody was all up, high energy. We ended up going to the studio, our studio. And we all deep up in there. But then when we got to the studio, that's when I started seeing all the energy and animosity toward one another.
Oh, dear.
And it's like, okay, y'all really ain't been. And then eventually, I paroled my boy Ray Creel. I was staying with Ray. Me and Ray, we was hanging out a couple of days after that. Him and Tuxedo Max, shout out to them again. And we up in there. They had a little internet radio station they was doing. People calling in.
Oh, right on.
What we doing right now?
Right.
We were podcasting way back in 2010 and 2012, and nobody didn't know it. We didn't know
It wasn't called podcast.
Yeah,
it was just called just internet radio. So
Yeah,
we was
internet
doing that
radio
right
is what
there,
they
but
call it.
Ray pointed it out to me, and Ray let me know, say, man, we ain't been doing music together, man. Everybody be on their own thing. Everybody do this and do that. This person don't come around. They just happen to come around one day, and they are able to talk about and discuss that story to you to make it seem like they've been there. So I'm like, okay. But I wasn't even about listening to that anyway. I was like, okay, I got stuff I want to record. It's Cutty time now. Y'all had 2 years.
That's a good
Put out
idea.
a
There you go.
You know what?
If you can't do it with the group,
time.
do it by yourself.
Yeah, It's time for a little Cutty action right here. We're gonna throw
three-piece
another.
suit.
What song is this?
Well, this is one of your three-piece suit actually.
Oh, that's the first song I recorded when I came on.
Oh, is that the-
awesome.
The first
Yeah.
verse I recorded was on a song called Mind Control that Ray put out on him and Tuxedo mixtape. But the first song that I recorded and I wrote was this song because I'm fresh out of jail.
Excellent.
That's my true religion.
All right, everybody,
Let's hear it. Three-piece
everybody
suits.
get ready for this one. It's called
suit like a
three-piece suit.
mobster.
Fresh out of jail in my true religion. Rebirth is the new edition. Heartbreak, everybody listen. I'm on the track like Olympic. Cutty Slim, might pimp it. Can't see me in disguise, no. When I come on the downside track, narrating like I'm Nas, y'all. A nigga waiting on his commissary. Almost January, not trying to be here by February. March on your pricks like a college band. Don't understand shit cause I overstand. Made an album, put it in my brother's hands. Did a show in Dallas, now they talking motherland. Money stacked up, wrapped in my rubber bands. I'ma stash shit just like country band. Tryna holler at Cuddy, need to speak up. Hoes ain't talking about shit, need to leave cuz. Always move fast like a cheetah. Got me a main girl, I mean I won't cheat her. My style so nice off the meter. Chicks wrapped around my fingers like fajitas. Three-piece suit like a mobster. Switch shoot game to my product. All about my dollars. All about my dollars. Henny in the glass I swallow. Shout out to Hennessy. Three-piece suit like a mobster. Switch shoot game to my product. All about my dollars. All about my dollars. What I say on this, okay, y'all niggas ain't nothing to me. The shit y'all doing to me is uncutty like I'm back, I'm in my zone. They don't call me Cutty for nutty, I get my knife on. But yeah, that's that three-piece suit right there, man. That's just me feeling good about coming home, man, and kind of like being on a whole different mind frame, like switch shoot game to my product. It's like kind of like switch my mind to this type of level. You know, it's levels to this. You call it, you know, you either evolve or dissolve. And that was my whole thing about that song, Three-Piece Suit Like a Mobster, to show you my elevation for where I was at to where I'm trying to go. And shout out to Miss Fortune and Fly Ty for being on the song, featuring Miss Fortune on the hook singing. I wrote the hook and told her to sing that. She went in there and did it one take. Fly Ty, I think he heard the song. He probably came back 2 days later and recorded his verse. It went right. And
That's awesome.
so that was my first song I recorded when I came
I
home.
think that's rather apropos that I had honestly no idea that was the first song that
Oh
you
no, say
Yeah.
that you planned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the first song. It's
No, I
kind of
had-
good you did. The first song, like
Yeah,
when
I
I
had
came
no
on,
idea.
that's why I started the first verse off. Fresh out of jail,
That
in my
was
true
wonderful.
religion.
Yeah.
Rebirth is the new edition.
I mean, I heard it, but I didn't
Everybody
know.
listen.
That's
I'm on the
wonderful.
track like Olympic. When I wrote that, I was sitting in the studio writing it. It made me say I'm on the track like Olympic. I'm looking at Ray because he read track.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I'm on the track like Olympic. Cutty Slim about to pimp it. And I said like, but that's why that's the first song I wrote, and that's why and I was in that energy, and I'm like, I'm ready to do this. And then as time went on, man, it's like, I started seeing more hanging out, less recording or whatever, and it kind of like made me kind of like wonder where this is really going. We're getting too old. If you want to make money doing this, you better grab it right now because it's time waits for no man.
Don't waste your
And
time.
the way you
Ray.
was doing it, we got too much product to not be out there at the DJ or the radio station or at a club trying to perform. We need to have that. When I realized that, once again, when I feel like I have way too much energy than the person that's supposed to be the leader or that got us, it's time to move around or go above. And
Because
that's
you're
why
a shark.
I'm a shark, not a goldfish. Goldfish have people to feed them. Sharks go feed themselves. Y'all remember that? Cuttication. Righteous. But that's what that is. And you can't be a shark in a tank and a small fish in the ocean. You can't be that.
All right. Well,
I'm so glad to have Cutty on the show today, and so this is exactly what we had a conversation, Cutty and I, a while back. So this is what the whole idea of canvassing DFW, because
Sure.
Cutty's a very positive person. He's very encouraging. If somebody's got something
Thank you.
he likes it, he promotes it. He tells people about it. He puts it on Facebook, And so I said, wow, Cutty, you must have had people to really help you and encourage you and market you. And he goes, no,
Nope,
I
he did
did
it
it all
himself.
myself.
I know he
so
did.
I just love your heart and your energy that you help other people, even though you had to do it all yourself. Because some people could have the total opposite
Gotta have the
attitude,
mind
right?
to do it. No one gonna do it for you. Grown man can't depend on my brother or my mother. Too much straight up, man. You
Quick
get me
little
there.
hook right there.
That's
Man,
it.
I wrote
Okay,
that
so
down.
where can once again where can everybody find your stuff if they want to go get it?
You can find me. You can go on. You can Google my name, Cutty Slim, and it shows you the musical platforms of what I've got on Napsters or
SoundCloud?
I know.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, I've been using
but
SoundCloud.
Napsters, iTunes.
Oh, iTunes, great.
What else? Spotify, eMusic, Napsters. They got some other stuff out.
And you've got your podcast,
Then I got the podcast. If you want to follow me on my podcast,
Kickback.
the Kickback Podcast Show, Cuttication, the Kickback Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe me, please. Hit that bell after you subscribe me. That way you can get the upload every time I load it up. But also on Instagram, you can find me Cuttication60. That's CUTTACATION 60. Cuttication 60. That's my business on Instagram. You want to follow me on Facebook? I also got a Cutty Slim page. I also meet Jay Davis, parentheses Cutty Slim, or the Ian Gleason Show. That's a page. But as far as my music, like I said, iTunes, Spotify, all those platforms. The album, Louise X, is by Cutty Slim, CUTTY Slim. I got other music on SoundCloud. Go to Cutty Slim _60. _60, and you can find me under all kind of links, whether it's Fly Tie or Just Music, the others. I got like 1,000 songs that I'm on. You want to hear me? I'm all on your phone.
Wow,
Thank
there we
you,
go.
Cutty.
That's it
All
right
right.
there. Cuttication.
Well, we want to thank Cutty Slim for being here, our guest today on Canvassing
I
DFW.
appreciate y'all.
Yep,
I'm Amazing Aimee, and I want to thank Jose on the mic.
Thank you. This has actually been a whole lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. Thank you, Cutty. And this has been Canvassing DFW.